Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the iFoxy Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the Paige Van Zandt toothbrush to my Austin Vanderford toothbrush, Reen. What's going on, Reen?
Is that true? They're not doing that, right? Please tell me they're not doing that. That's fucking disgusting.
Reen, am I hearing you right? You're actually trying to give a white person the benefit of the doubt?
I'm really trying here.
It's that bad, huh?
Oh my God. Really? I mean, it's bad enough they do all these dance numbers together, and now they gotta really go that far with it. Like, they're gonna end up fusing together.
We're gonna do like the Dragon Ball Z dance
or something. Like, Jesus, like, really?
You should. Yes, I know it. Yes, I pulled out that reference.
It's horrible, man. Why? That's so disgusting. I know, yeah, they kiss, whatever. Oh, they do other things too, but come on.
Ain't the same.
Exactly, it's not. What's she gonna do next? Like, chew on some food and then feed him like a fucking bird next?
Like a baby bird?
Yeah. Is that next? I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing.
I'm one of these guys, and I know this sounds weird because, trust me, I'm not one of these guys that I'm like, ew, when it gets to like in the bedroom stuff. I'm not like really grossed out by a lot of stuff. But I don't even like, I know there's a lot of couples who will like chew gum, like, you know, okay, let me get some. And then they're just fucking spit or give the gum to the boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm not much of a gum chewer anyway, but even if I was, like, that's still weird to me.
I was a gum chewer and I've never done that. I don't ever want to do that to anybody. That's gross. Just give them a, come on.
It's weird, right? Because it's not like if you have gum, if you're chewing one piece of gum, you probably got another piece of gum in your pocket.
Yes, you should anyways. I hope, right? Or that was just the last one and you're an asshole and you didn't split it.
You can't be that desperate, man.
Right. Or go down to the store and go get one. Like, there's got to be a store somewhere, right? You're so hard pressed to get like chewed up gum. Yeah, I don't. White people, get at us. Why do you guys do this?
Well, I saw plenty of posts, and for clarity's sake, and in case y'all guys missed it or whatever, we don't know for a fact. There was it Paige that supposedly she was scared that she had COVID or something? Is that what that was about?
I don't know. I don't remember now. It was something. She was.
I think it was
ready for a fight.
I think it was the Borrachino Depot account. So it was one of those like out of context clips. But yeah, something like, I just got tested and I'm negative. We're negative. Something like that. And then it's like, well, you know, we're in love. So we kiss, we make out, we share a bedroom. And then she kind of like muttered, like, we share a toothbrush. You couldn't really hear it, but that's what it sounded like. And MMA Twitter lost their mind, especially the minority side of it. But I did see quite a few white people that were like, that ain't us, man. So props to you guys, I guess.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
But, you know, there's levels to this, I guess. I don't know.
I'll ask my cousin. She's white.
I will say, if Paige Van Zandt and Austin Vanderford were not the whitest couple in MMA, they definitely are now. They did win that award.
Oh, yeah, with everything else. I mean, matching outfits, dance moves, and now this. Well, at least there is a difference. Like, she went to bare knuckle fighting. They have that like separation at least, but everything else, they're gonna end up looking like each other pretty soon.
Oh, meaning that Paige is now a bare knuckle boxer and her man is an MMA fighter.
Yeah. There's a little difference now, but
he might join. I'm sure he'll follow her.
Well, I wonder what's up with that, because I just happened to catch that press conference and somebody said something like, a reporter said like, yeah, with the DAZN deal, they were talking about it, and I'm like, wait, when did they actually even get a deal? So are they all under the same umbrella? Because I thought Bellator they weren't going to have their fights on DAZN anymore. I thought the contract was over. Or Am I thinking of somebody else?
No, I think we made mention of this in the past. I don't think that the contract was over. I think Bloody Elbow did a article that like a lot of people thought that, and they did like a correction, like no, that's not the case. I think that for now it's been extended a year, so right now they're good. I think there was like one of those like options to renew, but they ended up renewing at least for a little while.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But
Yeah.
you did mention this to me earlier in the week that bare knuckle fighting on the zone, and I couldn't find anything.
Huh, that's weird because yeah, the president, whoever that guy's name, yeah, he was like answering the questions and stuff. So I don't know, man. So I was just wondering, like, okay, is that the reason why she signed? Because they can't pay her with this, the zone contract, and then there's also connections with Bellator, so it's kind of safe for her to go back and forth, anyways. That's what I was trying to like tie in together.
It even if that was the case with the zone, which I mean, I guess there's nothing concrete now because I've looked for a lot of articles this week. I've done a lot of reading, which is more than I could say most weeks. And I didn't find anything. But even if that is the case, the zone hasn't been doing that well financially, so that'd be a little surprising because it's not like they don't have Viacom money. Viacom has yeah, they've been suffering, but they're just a gigantic corporation. The zone's like when they shut down, and they're exclusively sports. So at least the UFC Endeavor has the UFC, and UFC been doing okay, but Bellator hasn't been doing nothing. Golden Boy, Matchroom, nobody was doing shit up until like a month or two ago, so they barely got back in the game.
Okay, I didn't know that about the zone. Yeah, they can't keep playing replays and make money because how much is it a month with the zone?
Don't tell anybody, but I'm still paying $10 a month.
Oh
I,
shit.
I don't know if that's a glitch in the matrix. Hope nobody hears this. But I got in very early, maybe like a month or two since launching. I was in, so maybe I don't know. I was like one of the first 100 customers or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's supposed to be $20 a month. Last I heard,
Huh.
and I know Eddie Hearn was talking about possibly doing it like 40 or $50 a month because he was saying basically you can have like all the great fights at that price. 10 and $20 isn't enough. You're gonna have like a lot of mediocre fights and just a good fight here and there. This was like when everything was getting big with Canelo and Joshua, Ruiz, all this type of stuff that I guess they thought that they can actually get people to pay that kind of money, but I don't think that ever came to fruition.
Oh, interesting. Well, good for you. You got a grandfather plan then.
Yeah, I mean, once it goes to 20, I'll probably just bounce right away because I mean it's good, but given that everyone else is paying a lot and it's still $10 a month, and there's still a lot of boxing, which is the main reason I like it. It's worth it for me, and that's why I should have canceled it in the past like 3 months because nothing was happening. But I'm like, if I cancel and I try to go back, they're gonna try and charge me 20. At that point, it may not be worth it. So I'm like, I'll just keep it. And
Yeah,
I really didn't use it.
smart move. But yeah, what can you do? At least sports and whatnot are back on somewhat. A shorter season, but we got other things going on now. I guess basketball is doing their tournament. Baseball's on. Football doesn't seem like they'll even get on the field or anything because they should have started training by now.
And with all that out of the way, yeah, we'll just get straight into MMA stuff. We got a rewind for UFC 252. Small preview of the Vegas 7 card because it's not that heavy, but some headlines and a fuckload of matchups. So let's get into it with the rewind of UFC 252. Before we even talk about the fights that we did cover last week, I wanted to make a quick mention of the Felice Herrig Virna Jandiroba fight. We did not cover it last week. I briefly considered it since it was a women's MMA fight and we tend to focus on those. But to be totally honest, I was never like the biggest Virna Jandiroba believer. Not that I thought she was bad, not that I thought anything bad of her. I don't know. I guess it just nothing really stuck out to me about her, and maybe I was just still a little salty as she lost to Esparza, and I have that weird bias against her. So maybe I just didn't pay attention. And Felice Herrig coming back didn't really do much for me, but man, she went through Felice. It was like butter, man. It was
Yup.
not even a struggle.
Yup. It looked like a sparring session, like just a light sparring session. How long was Felice out for?
I think she's been
Oh,
out since the Conor McGregor fight, the Conor and
yes.
Khabib. I think she
Yeah.
fought Michelle Watterson,
Yeah.
and I think she lost. And I think that was it.
Damn. It's been a while. That's crazy though. I guess her gym shut down and she lost her coach, her original coach. So she had to go elsewhere.
Felice?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
they were mentioning on the broadcast. Her coach's gym, her original gym shut down.
Oh, like economically, they just couldn't hang anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say, I'm like, well, every gym shut down. What's the difference? But oh, you're talking like for good.
Oh yeah, for good. So she had that going on too. So I don't know if maybe that was a factor, and then her original coach wasn't there. So
Yeah, I think that's the gym she's been at since the jump. I know she had a kickboxing career, so maybe I don't know if for kickboxing, but I think since she's got into MMA, she's been with that gym. I think I want to say it was Jeff Curran, the Curran
hmm
brothers.
hmm yeah,
I didn't know that. That's crazy. But yeah, this John Jaroba girl, she's she's legit. I'm now a believer. I now see what a lot of people saw. That was like one of the few women that I was like, I don't really get it. But yeah, she's definitely special. And I saw a lot of people like if she rematched Carla, I think she could win. And if she fights like that, I think so too. So
yeah. It was beautiful.
we'll see. Right? It was just like we haven't seen something like that in a while. Like we see wild grappling exchanges and fun like chess match grappling heavy fights, but nothing like that where someone's just like down to the ground. Okay, I'm in mount. Okay, I got you. Like it's over.
Yeah, it was already over. Like she was already two steps ahead looking for that arm. So
And you knew like it was coming. Like you knew it was over before it was. Like I think even like casuals would be like, yeah, this doesn't look good.
yep. So it sucks for Felice. Haven't seen her in a while, but hey, what can you do? I guess she was supposed to fight Courtney Casey last year, but that yeah, they didn't get to fight for some reason. I think somebody withdrew on that one. So
Felice and Casey.
yeah, they were supposed to fight.
Well, they did fight already, and it was like a horrendous fight.
When did they fight?
I it was a while ago, maybe like 2 years ago. But yeah, they were doing a lot of taunting. I think Felice flipped her off in the third round, but not a lot happened. It was just like a sparring match. It was just like one would throw a leg kick, the other would throw a body kick, one would throw a jab, the other one would throw a cross. It was just very like tit for tat, but not in a good way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought she was that it girl, but now she's just an afterthought, huh?
Felice,
Yeah.
I never thought of her like that. I knew about her not early on because she's been in the shit for a while, but I'd seen her in Bellator. She was always was the the attractive blonde girl. I was like, all right, I get what she's doing. She was a decent fighter, but I remember she fought Tisha Torres when Tisha was real young, and Tisha just smothered her. And that's when I kind of realized, like, oh, this is Felice. Like, she's good, but she's gonna lose again. Like, she's kind of a gatekeeper. So I've had that opinion of her for a while. She did beat Alexa Grasso. That was probably the best she looked in a while. She'd been looking good for a while, but when she went down hard. And yeah, basically 2 years off. A monster like Virna, yeah, she wasn't ready for this shit.
Dude, I was surprised she was even ranked. She ranked 15.
Felice was ranked.
Yeah, she was ranked 15.
God damn, this system is so fucking scary.
Right? It's so crazy. I'm like, how? How are you ranked?
Especially like strawweight. Like if this was bantamweight, I wouldn't even be that surprised. Like it's not that heavy, but strawweight, there's so many girls there.
Mm-hmm. I know,
So
right?
many good ones.
So yeah, Verna is now ranked.
Good.
Took
Good
her
for them.
spot, so yeah. It's gonna be interesting now.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of women's fights, the first fight we covered last week was Ashley Yoder and Livia Hernandez Souza. And it looks like a big controversy of this fight was the decision. I will say, I do not think that Livia won all 3 rounds as one of the judges had it. I think that's ridiculous. I can definitely see Yoder winning a round, maybe even two, but it seemed like a lot of people were kind of upset that, not upset, but surprised that Souza won. Did you think that too?
Yeah. I thought she took the third round for sure. She had more control. Man, she was definitely using that reach. I had no idea she was with CSA. Was she always with CSA or is she just like visiting?
Yoder?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to make a note of that. But yeah, I remember when I was watching the fight, I was like, huh, because I heard Fitzgibbon's name. She was originally with Hendo, with Dan Henderson in Temecula. I don't know if she still lives down around here.
Hmm.
Uh, but I know that I always remember that because Henderson had a lot of good teammates back in like the Pride days. There was like a couple monsters that came out of there, like 2009, 2008 ish. And then like nothing, they kind of like when Hendo when Hendo ended up being like the last one there. But I remember seeing Ashley Yoder see Hendo in her corner, like, why is Hendo there? It's like she was like the only girl that he had.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she's still down there with him. I don't even know if I don't know if he was a coach, if he trained. I don't know. But yeah, maybe she moved up to CSA permanently, or I don't know because I don't even know what's up with Hendo anymore as far as fighting, coaching, gyms, any of that.
Damn, that's actually kind of smart, especially with her reach. I had no idea her arms were that long.
I didn't even know. I mean, she was kind of a big girl, but yeah, I didn't know. She seemed lanky to me, but I didn't know she had like this big reach or nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I
And
thought,
Sousa is so tiny too.
yes. Yeah. But yeah, I thought she definitely took the third round to kind of seal the deal. So maybe that's what other people saw too. What did you think? That.
I'm not gonna say I didn't pay attention. I did,
Hmm.
but it seemed like a close fight. I kind of wasn't sure at the end of it. I'm like, this could go either way. I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah.
And the thing with Souza, she kind of thrives in these kind of fights. Like obviously she wasn't dominant. Again, the 30-27 card was atrocious,
Hmm.
but she tends to surprise, and I think because of her size, the judges give her more points because they know she's fighting at a deficit. So I think that's probably what got her the nod.
Gotcha.
You know, a point's a point, but when you're fighting someone bigger than you, it seems like it shouldn't, but it seems like it counts for more.
I see. Yeah. I just felt like, especially, yeah, I think it was last 2 minutes, like Yoder really started, using her reach and she was just tagging her. And she was coming in, Suzo was coming in, Yoder was just tagging her and tagging her and tagging her.
I give Yoder mad props too. I mean, her nickname's a spider monkey, and she went straight at Susan and tried to choke her out within like 10 seconds of the fight. Like, God damn, girl, you got balls.
Right?
I didn't know. I thought Susan was a like black belt jiu-jitsu. Like, I thought she was like one of those BJJ prodigies, but apparently she's in judo. That was her
Judo.
background.
Yeah,
But
judo.
it's amazing because of how good her jiu-jitsu is. Like, she's really good on the ground, especially off her back, which is rare for non BJJ players. It was a pretty good fight, but yeah, I was like one of those like, it was just too close to really care, I guess, in my opinion. But moving on from that, Vince Pichel got a unanimous decision win over Jim Miller.
What the fuck? The one time I pick Miller, he loses.
Do you? I don't think you always go against Miller, do you? I mean, if you do, I don't think it's a hatred thing.
Not a hatred thing, but yeah, I did pick him this time. It's like, God damn it. That was a tough fight, man. Tough, tough fight. He couldn't do anything on the ground. He was getting fucking what? The second and third round, that was it.
Yeah, story of two fights, right? The first fight was like, okay, this is Jim Miller gonna do Jim Miller things, and then all of a sudden he churned it up, and it's like, oh shit, it's a
Yeah.
totally different animal now.
It's just all over him. Did not give him any room to try to even get up or make a move. Nothing. Just smothered him.
Just pressure, just it was like almost Khabib like, right? Like,
Yeah.
you ain't getting up.
Yep. Made it very hard for him to submit him. Make
That's
any kind of opportunity. Nothing.
exactly with how good of a grappler Jim Miller is, and he made it look like, yeah, exactly like nothing, just child's play.
Yeah. So that was beautiful, man. Poor Miller though. Like now what? Another fight? Gatekeeper? Just make money?
That's what he's been forever. I mean,
But
we've had this conversation with Miller for a long about Miller for a long time.
but he got hurt I mean,
Oh yeah, no, he shouldn't come back like anytime
yeah.
soon.
The other one's like, cool, man, you got it done. So yeah, barely any injuries. That's why you're back right away fighting again. But this time, I wonder how long he's gonna take a break.
Good question. Yeah, we'll see. But Pichel, I mean, what a way to come back. Remember, they were both coming off wins off Roosevelt Roberts, but Pichel was the first guy to beat him. So that was a big win for him, but he didn't fight in a while. And now this one, I doubt he's in the top 15, but he's got to be with one more fight, right? If he gets like one more win.
I think so. And Pichel had what? A hip injury? Was that it? Or I forgot what they said.
I may have missed that one.
Yeah, some kind of hip injury. I have to go back again, but that's why he was out for a while, right?
Oh, that's what caused it.
I think so.
I didn't hear of the injury status on that one.
Yeah, I can't remember. Or I could be making shit up like Joe Rogan because I'm tired right now, so sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on here?
That sounds too specific to be made up. I'll take your word on that one.
Okay.
I tend to tune out now with commentary, so that's why whenever you tell me, like, really? Like, I watch the fights sometimes out of the corner of my eyes. So it's the really important ones where I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of heard what they said, but usually main event, yeah. So good for Pichel. We're going to the main card. Junior Dos Santos got knocked out by Jair Rosenstruck. I mean, we went for Rosenstruck. I mean, I kind of thought this would happen, but in a weird way, it was still, I don't know if it was sad or shocking, because it's not that shocking, and we should have expected it, so we shouldn't be sad, but
right.
It's still weird. It's just because the way JDS is going down, he had like a chin of iron. And I'm sorry to say this, but the way he's going down now, he's going down like Chael Sonnen.
Yeah. And do we have sympathy for it because he's such a nice guy? Is that what it is? It's like...
Yeah, I mean, he really is such a nice dude. It's hard to... It's like everyone would, like, there's not a person on earth, like, you might think he's boring, but nobody on earth really hates Damian Maia. Like, how many people gets cheer when he gets knocked out? Like, when Gilbert Burns knocked him out, you think people were like, fuck yeah, like, it was kind of sad.
Right. So yeah, he's on that level. JDS is on that level, especially with him being that dancing show in Brazil.
Yeah, you said like Brazilian Dancing with the Stars, no?
Something like that, yeah. He's a nice dude. He could dance. He used to be able to fight. Yeah, that's 3, man. That's 3. He got hurt 3 times because it was what? Francis?
Blades.
Curtis Blades, and then now this. So he's kind of going down the Chris Weidman route too.
They all looked kind of like similar. Again, like the Chael Sonnen thing, like he got hit pretty hard, went down, turtled up, and then TKO.
Yeah.
Like Ngannou, I get, how hard he is. And Blades too. I mean, he hits fucking hard, but I mean, he's supposed to be the striker in there.
Yeah. Just sucks, man. Another one. Take a break. Long break. BJ Penn route. That's so funny. That's what's on paper. Sorry. That's actually what's on paper right now.
I mean, that's what it seems like, right? I mean, just to get into that, it does seem to be going this way, right? Because how many more can you go?
Right. Well, it is what it is. Poor JDS. Go put your dancing shoes or something. Like put them on and take it easy.
You think they'll actually let him go? I mean, they just let go of Tuivasa, who understandably is not a former champion, wasn't even really a contender for very long, but seems like they're doing a lot of cuts. You think they could actually let him go?
Dana White actually mentioned it at the press conference that he's going to probably talk to him about maybe, figuring out other things. So, because he's such a nice guy. He even mentioned that too. He's such a nice guy. So, they'll probably take care of him.
He was kind of, it's not like Forrest Griffin and Chuck Liddell integral in the history of the UFC, but his fights with Kane were pretty big. He was the first heavyweight champion in the Fox era, that first big fight with Kane. So yeah, he probably knows like, all right, this guy's always going to be in history in one way or another.
Yeah. Hey, maybe they'll give him a job in Brazil or something because now, he's known for that dancing show. So maybe they can do something with it.
We'll see. Next up, sure we're going to spend some time on this. Chito Vera got the upset win over Sean O'Malley. It seemed like Sean had hurt his foot again, similar how he did a few years back in the Sukum Top fight. So there was a big worry that he was probably going to be out again for a while. And it looks like he may have just rolled his ankle. And Chito's been having a lot of fun with that lately, of just saying that he broke and he quit. And a lot a lot of pissed off O'Malley fans, man. I love seeing people pissed off, but I did not think they were gonna be this goddamn salty about it.
Yeah, a lot of hate for Cheeto. Lots of hate. I was just curious to see how he was trending, just like Google trend wise, just to see. He was like ranked number 4, and O'Malley was ranked number 5.
Hmm.
In the past 90 days, he's been trending like ranked number 4 or something like that. So I don't know if it's because of all the fights he's had, or is it specifically leading up to this one because people are like anticipating for it. But yeah, there's like all kinds of searches for him. Even like after, there's been like some searches for him. So I don't know if it really helps him in a positive way, but maybe if they fight again, it will definitely help his popularity. But I don't even know if they'll do that again. Do you think they'll run it back?
I don't think they'll do it immediately. I think they're gonna have a fight in between. Who knows who? Chito, I forgot. I know he called out a person or two. Pretty tough dudes. Because what else would you expect from Chito? With Sean, I don't know if he's gonna have to take some time off because maybe this is an actual injury, even if it's not a need to go to the hospital type injury. Maybe you just need to chill for a bit. And he's fought 3 times this year already in a very short amount of time. Maybe he should probably take the year off. Sounds like he's been doing well financially too, so maybe you don't need to fight. Maybe take advantage of that. As far as Chito, yeah, the thing with the win is, I don't know if it's the win or his attitude. Like he just has this attitude about him. Like I think people are gonna love him or hate him. Like as many people that love Jorge Masvidal, especially like post Ben Askren knockout, there were some people that really hated him because there are some Askren fanboys out there, believe it or not. But aside from that, they just thought he was a total disrespectful asshole and probably wanted to see him lose against Nate Diaz. So Jorge has some of that heat too. And I think Chito can go down a similar path. Like he's the guy that beat O'Malley. Fuck that guy. Like I'll follow him, but just because I want to see him lose.
Oh, yeah. See, some people were saying they should do a rematch. Of course, Bisping's like, no, because, I mean, Jason Perillo is their coach. So, of course, he's going to bat for Cheeto. I thought it was a clean win. A win is a win, right? I mean, he created that injury, correct? Or no?
That was a debate online, and I think it's kind of set in stone. Somebody did a great not side by side literally, but comparing like, look at what happened in this fight, and it was the rematch between Demetrius and Cejudo, and that's exactly how Cejudo hurt his ankle in the first round on the rematch. The kick looked almost identical to the way Chito threw his too, and the way that Cejudo reacted was almost similar to the way that O'Malley reacted. So that is a thing. It's just weird because it seems to be like a delayed reaction. I think you kind of get like a dead leg. You're not thinking about your foot placement. You step the wrong way, and before you know, it's like, fuck, I just twisted my ankle.
And I guess somebody also mentioned that he was actually out, and I think Chito did too, because once he like hit that elbow, he just like grounded down in him.
It was a flash knockout. He was out for a second, half a second, but he was out.
Yeah. So does that all warrant really a rematch? I really don't think so. I wouldn't mind watching it again. Shit, it's Cheeto. But it's a win.
The stoppage was another one. I think people were kind of pissed off when it happened, but it seems like during the week people kind of chilled on that. Because I don't understand, like, okay, even if you think the stoppage wasn't great, did Sean O'Malley complain?
No.
You know, it's like even if he could quote unquote continue, like he didn't get knocked out, like was he going to be able to stand up and actually fight? Right. Or was he just going to be, surviving and hoping that he can make it to the next round and see if a miracle happens?
I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be interesting though. I don't want them to, honestly. And
Are
yes, I'm marking on Cheeto. Yes,
I was
yes,
gonna
yes.
say, are you totally off the O'Malley bandwagon?
No, I never really was. It's just give Cheeto his due as well. He
Uh,
got robbed in his last fight.
he won't talking about not letting shit go. That motherfucker with that fight. I think he'll fuck Sonya Dog up if he sees him in the street, man. Like he looks like that
Shit.
type of dude. Like that
Yeah.
Nate Diaz thing. Like fuck you, I didn't like you then. I don't like you now.
I bet because like he needs to feed his kids. He needs to, take care of his family and they took his money, basically.
Yeah, you don't play, man.
Yeah, not with that dude. He's all about taking care of his family. So like you basically robbed his family. So he was pissed. He was still pissed because people were looking over, they were like, yeah, sugar, sugar, sugar. It's like, wait, hold up. What about me? Like, y'all, the fuck? Y'all never seen me fight? Fucking casuals?
It seems like everything this week is just like, I know he's a married man, Reen, with children, but it seems like everything he was saying during the week was just like, he was just hollering at you, man. Post fight, don't be a bitch. And what was it? Don't be a bitch and push through or whatever. And what
Suck
was
my
it?
dick or
Suck
whatever.
my dick to the haters.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah, that's a man.
Still dirty as hell. The only dirt. Oh, if he was a white dude, you probably wouldn't like him, huh? But since he's Hispanic, it's all good with you.
Yeah, it's all good.
I mean, what was it like? What, like an hour before the show? But like, Reen, I think we actually found your future husband.
Yeah. Shit, I'm available, but
it's a one-sided deal right now.
yeah, Cheetah, I'm available. I can hold pads for you and we can train, but I know you got a good one, so take care of your family, take care of your babies. But if anything happens, my number is just kidding.
How many kids does he have? I know he had the daughter because I know that was always like the thing with Cheeto. He had that story because he was trying to fight for his daughter because she had that condition where she couldn't like smile. But does he have more kids? I haven't really like seen his family.
I thought he had 2 or 3 kids. That was a mistake.
He's Hispanic. I'm sure he fucking does.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. I thought because he like came out to California for a year, left his family. He wanted to make his mark here and then bring his family over, and that's what he did.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing he said after in the post-fight interview. Don't be a bitch and immigrant mentality, man. Yeah, that was the other one that he threw out there. Yeah,
Love it.
I want to say he's all yours, Reen, but in reality, he's not. Sorry to get your hopes up.
Damn it, man.
But I'll go to bat for you if it ever comes to that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I try my best, man.
You do.
Every day, man. I work hard, so get at me, Cheeto.
She's a hard worker, Cheeto. Give her a chance.
I may talk shit, and half of the time I don't even fucking make sense. But in the gym, don't worry about me, man. I'm good.
I'll be your white male friend winging for you.
You're my wingman.
Yeah. I'll do the white boy thing. I don't care. Moving on to the main event. Stipe Miocic gets a unanimous decision win and cements his legacy as the heavyweight GOAT with his win over DC. Yeah. Really, really good fight. Unfortunate there was a few eye pokes and a really bad one that fucked with DC. And that's been the story. We thought for sure, regardless of how it happened, this would be the end of it. But especially the first fight, Miocic gets knocked out. Second fight, DC gets knocked out. I think a lot of people thought this would probably end in a finish too. It didn't. And weirdly enough, in the third fight, we're left with possibly with more questions than answers. Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever witnessed this. Even in boxing, any combat sport, like shit, is it really over?
Yeah. I really thought that DC would use his wrestling. I mean, he was talking about it,
he tried. He really tried.
Yeah, I mean the shorter cage and everything, but it's like Stipe, he has wrestling too. He has great footwork too. Like that shit won't work. Regardless of the cage. So yeah, that game plan went out the door. It was actually a really close fight, you know?
And
It was good.
it was mostly striking. The wrestling didn't have much to do
Yes.
with it. DC had a lot of success with the striking. I mean, he dropped Stipe in the first round and got a lot of good punches in throughout the fight.
Yeah, so those two big guys in that little cage. It looks smaller to me now that they were in there, right?
Yeah.
A lot smaller. I'm like, oh, there isn't a lot of room. But that was just so sad. Because even though I picked Stipe, you know, I wanted DC to win. Just right out, but that sucks. And then he mentioned that, yeah, like the next fight, I mean, he won't fight unless it's for the belt. But I'm wondering, like, if they happen to do something with Brock again, will he take it?
No
They
way.
did something crazy?
No, Brock's never coming back. There's no way.
Huh. Make him
There's
go
no
to
way.
Thailand so he can avoid Wasada? Let them go. Let them both go.
Brock lives in Canada. They're probably not even going to Canada right now.
Huh. Oh yeah, huh.
I wouldn't be
Like,
surprised.
you can't come here. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows if DC will come back? Because they always do, right? They always do. Shit,
that's
Mike
the other
Tyson's gonna
question.
fight.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about someone else later on that's talking
Jeez.
about a comeback that really shouldn't. So yeah, this is always the thing with any combat sport: is a retirement really a retirement?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's like, man, he has a good. I don't want to call it an excuse because I think he lost his fight fair and square. Because even when the eye poke issue, like me personally, maybe a lot of people didn't. I saw some people online kind of have a similar sentiment, but I think Dana, the UFC, everyone will sell it as well. He got eye poked. Who knows how that effective? To me, it's like DC poked him in the eye accidentally in the first round here, and it hasn't been the first time. I think it happened in the second fight once too. And then he raked his eyes before the knockout in the first fight. Now, I'm not one of these people that shit on DC and think that that's the only reason he got the knockout and that he's a cheater, that he doesn't deserve the belt, because there are some people that think that. I do not think that at all. But, I mean, these guys eye poke, man. It's going to happen.
Those eye pokes suck.
It's just amazing it wasn't Jon Jones that fucked him up like this. I'm sorry, DC. I love you, man. You're a good dude. You're a great man. But the irony that it wasn't Jon Jones. Jon Jones could have found a way to catch Ngannou his ass and, told him in the eye. I wouldn't be surprised if that would have happened with him.
Speaking of Jon Jones, though, this is the other scenario. Do you think DC will go back down? Because the belt's available.
No,
we're belt available.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about all that later. And Jon Jones is definitely. I kind of started liking him this week. I'm not a fan by any means. Jon Jones every once in a while does something that kind of makes me laugh. Kind of makes me giggle because he's such an evil prick sometimes, and he showed that this week. There's evil like being a troll and being clever, and then there's evil like running into a fucking pregnant woman and not checking in on her. He's capable of both, and I like the former more than the latter. But yeah, he did some good shit this week. Reen and I had a lot of fun discussing throughout, but we'll get to that in a bit. That'll come in the headline segment, but that does it for the rewind. Before we go, one last thing too. We actually watched the Dana White Contender Series, which we usually don't do, but there was one girl on there that caught my eye, and I guess Reen had a few dudes that she wanted to see. So I tuned in because Cheyenne Buys. I still kind of know her Cheyenne Vlismus, but she's married now, or I think it's pronounced Bees. She had a really good, fun fight, dominant win over Hillary Rose, I think was her name. Cursing at her, get the fuck up. She was just a wild woman. Yeah, she seems like your type. She seems like you'd hang out with her.
Yes, I love her. She reminds me of me. Only younger and fights better, ferocious. Like, I love her. I love her attitude. She went up to what? Dana was like, I've been like DMing you, man, for 3 years.
She was
grabbed his phone.
She was not gonna take no for an answer, man.
Good on her, man.
Dana may have not gotten her. I mean, he had a lot of reasons to. She's fun. Let's go with the politically correct answer. She's marketable, So like I would have. I'm pretty sure he was gonna take her had she won, but she won impressively. And if he had any reservations, like, oh yeah, no, I'm not giving you the choice. Like, that's a badass woman, man. And I've seen her since I don't know if it was her debut, but a very early fight in Invicta. And she was fun. She was a bit of a brawler, kind of came forward and sloppy punches, but it was fun to watch. And I was like, all right, it's been a while. Let's see how she's done. She's grown leaps and bounds from that, man. She is no longer that, but she's still fun as hell. So I'm very excited to see what she can do in the UFC. I knew her initially as one of Misha Tate's homegirls. I think she used to train with her, but now, yeah, she's I think out of Fortis MMA, which is where Macy Chiasson and Jeff Neal train. So she's got a good team behind her. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. And then you turned me on to a few dudes, Reen, some brothers, right?
Yeah, Coach Orion fought. He was the first brother to fight, so yeah, he's badass, man. He's a purple belt.
Was her last name Kosi, right? Orion
Yep.
and
Yeah. Yep, Kosi. The Kosi brothers. But yeah, congratulations to Coach Ryan. I didn't see him today when I went to the gym. I'm sure he's taking a much needed break.
Yeah.
Still celebrating, I bet. So yeah, very badass and awesome finish by his little brother too.
Luis's little one.
Yeah, his little brother. So
damn, Orion looks super young. I would have thought with the younger one. Damn, they're okay.
Yep. Both tough dudes and yeah, Coach Ryan's always working with Coach Irvin. They're always doing pad work, and Coach Ryan like trains kids too, and he's always working, and she's just a badass motherfucker. I'm telling you, man. It's so exciting to see them. I rarely watch it. I think only other time I've watched it was when I was seeing somebody that did get on the Contender Series. I could have went. I was offered a ticket. I was like, no, you should ask somebody else. Maybe somebody like your sister instead of me going. So the sister did go. But other than that, I don't really catch the Contender Series. And Candler, he's on Twitter. He used to live out here too. He went to the same gym as well. He knew Coach Orion. He's like, hey, man, you going to watch this? He actually reminded me, oh, yeah, I should catch this. So yep, I got to see 2 good fights come out of NorCal.
Yeah, it was funny too because you told me randomly. I was like heading home from work, and you're like, "Oh, do you know about this guy? Are you gonna watch this?" And I was like, "I actually was gonna watch it because of someone else." So you turned me on to him, and then right after that was the Cheyenne fight, and then I turned you on to her. So I actually really liked Orion, especially. That kid's got mad heart. That guy that he was fighting apparently was a real big prospect. What was his name? Matt Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a gigantic man. I was like, fuck, that dude looks scary as hell.
Yep.
And this little skinny white dude just fucking took it to him, man. That shit was crazy. I dig him, man. And when you told me that, I was like, oh, okay, he's out of Alpha Male. He doesn't, much like Andre Feely, I was like, that's kind of what it reminded me of. Like, he doesn't seem like an Alpha Male fighter because as long as I've been watching fighting, it's like, athletic wrestling and some good chokes. And that's not what this guy seemed like at all. Like, this guy's just tough and gritty, and I dig it.
Yep, badass, man. So excited for them. Yeah, I text Coach Irvin yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, congratulations to Coach Ryan and to you as well because he works with them. Then of course I got scolded this morning when I came in because I haven't been showing up lately, but that's a different story. But yeah, it was good, man. I'm glad I got to catch it. I got to show my boy, and he's gonna be like, hey.
Oh, he knows him.
I know him, yeah, because he coaches like the kids' daily training.
So he's actually taking his class. He's actually like trained with them and stuff.
Yeah, he has. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. They don't have those kids training anymore right now because of COVID.
Yeah.
But, dude, yeah, coach doesn't play either with the kids, man. He's normally like that. He's intense.
Well, it's good to know that he doesn't expect anything less from his students,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Cool. So, good to know. And if you guys didn't catch it, we rarely talk about the contenders in this way, and the prospects. So, yeah, definitely keep your eyes out for the Kosi brothers and Cheyenne Buys. I definitely co-sign Cheyenne for sure too. So that does it for the rewind. Let's get into the preview of the Vegas 7 card. First up in the prelims, we have Mizuki Inoue. She's back. She's fighting Amanda Lemos. Both of these girls have kind of been off for a while. Mizuki fought and beat Yanan Wu. last year. That was when Weili Zhang beat Jessica Andrade for the title. So it's been a while. And Amanda Lemos fought a little bit more recently. She beat Miranda Granger the end of last year. And before that, she'd had, I believe, a 2-year suspension, USADA suspension.
Got popped.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of these girls. Like, I know usually women don't pop too much, but she was one of those ones. Like, I liked her when she came on the scene. I'm like, and then I seen her. I'm like, damn, she's jacked. I wouldn't be surprised if she's been on something. So, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to root for her, but she is pretty exciting.
Crazy though. Like she was bantamweight. Now she's a strawweight. The fuck?
Weird, huh?
What were you taking, girl?
No, she just stopped eating the acai. You know how the acai is. Acai, Reen. I don't know why you always go to some, needles and shit and pills and all that.
Man, that's a huge jump. Bantamweight to strawweight.
Who do you think you are, Jessica Andrade?
I know, right, Miss? Jessica did it the natural way, Miss.
Jessica. You know what's weird? Jessica, I don't know. I really think she's just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
I had my suspicions at first, but I'm like, she's in the USADA era. She basically has been from the jump, and she's gone through all these weight classes, and she has this amount of power, this amount of athleticism. She still has a hard ass chin. Like, how does she do it? Like, she can't be cheating this whole time, man. Like, there's got to be something there. She's just fucking crazy.
She got a good girl, maybe. Maybe that's it. Wow.
And then maybe
Sorry. I had to throw it in there. I'm not letting that go.
Oh man. And you know what? For Jessica's sake too, the Weili Zhang fight showed us that she is human. Like, yeah, as bad as she is, there's even fucking badder women out there. So that loss kind of made me a bigger fan of her. So yeah. Anyway, moving on from that into the fight at hand, Lemos and Inoue. Inoue is one of the most technical fighters I think I've seen, especially with how young she is. And Lemos is just, she's a big ass girl and she's strong as hell and bit of a brawler. Two contrasting styles. I don't know. I think I'm partial to Inoue because I followed her I seen her fight Beck Rawlings in like 2014 in Invicta. So I've seen her for a long time. I think she was like 19 or 18 at the time. She was a fucking baby. So I don't know. Maybe it's definitely not the most technical pick, but I think I'm gonna go with Mizuki here.
Same. I think so too.
Asian bias, Reen?
Yeah, kind of. I know it's Japan, but
yeah, like it's not exactly the people you're cool with. But...
Not really, but
close enough.
Just her like.
You'll tolerate them.
Well, she's been fighting for so long, and then Lemos is like she's been out. Don't know what's going on with her. Going down the straw weight. Like, can she still keep that same strength? And I know this will probably be her second. Can she even make the weight? She's a little bit older now. Those factors too. Because she last fought? Well, she did fight in December.
Yeah, so it's been 8 months.
Mm-hmm. She weighed in at 116. She could have did better and just did 150. No, I'm kidding.
Just because you're on a mission, Reen, but
I am. I will reveal my mission next week when I go into weigh-in.
Oh, okay.
My 30-day weigh-in, ends next week. So hopefully, by the time we record, I'll be done with it, my 30 days. I still got 2 months to go, but oh no, it'll end on Friday. So it'll be the following week. I get to talk about it. And I get to maybe shit on somebody. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe entice her to maybe show up on the show. Who knows? Or maybe it'll inspire her. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. I don't want to talk about it right now. I kind of do, but I don't. We got other stuff to talk about.
Okay, gotcha. So, so we both got Mizuki checked off there. So
yeah.
That was the prelims. We'll move on to the main card. Our how do we even describe Maria Agapova? I mean, we've said that she's like a real life superhero.
Yeah, a villain, a super villain. She's like straight out of a movie.
It's so funny that all the things that I would told you before you saw her is like what everyone else is saying now. Like this is one of those. It's rare, Reen. There's a lot of girls that I'm partial to. KGB is one of those that like I'm still kind of surprised that she's not like a big star, but I think it's because she's so technical. You know, a lot of time that it kind of, and she hasn't gotten like a bunch of flashy finishes that people kind of maybe overlook her. But you know, she's a bit of a character. She has a look to her, but Maria Agapova, there's something about her since I saw her. I'm like, she's like undeniable, especially with the way she fights. She fights like she looks, just aggressive and mean as shit.
Yes. So if you haven't visited her Instagram, I suggest you do so. I did, and I was like, she's a super villain. She's so cool. She's just riding around with leather on, tattoos, just hanging out. I think she was in Miami or something at that time.
Big ass gauges.
Yeah, gauges and just cruising down, you know, with her male counterpart or friend or whoever it was. Yeah, she just reminded me like of a super villain or something. Plus, she's part of Diesel Diva's tribe, so that's fucking cool too.
Oh, really? That's news to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was only Thiago Santos.
Oh, she has a couple fighters. She has a few fighters, actually. They're not all in the UFC, but, I mean, she's international, so.
Okay. Yeah, I figured there was a few, but I had no idea about her. So, yeah, good on you. Good on Diesel Diva, friend of the show. We are praising Maria, but I guess it's maybe, honestly, not to be harsh, but probably because her opponent's a bit of an afterthought. Shanna Dobson is the unfortunate lamb to the slaughter. As you know, it's not a surprise here. We're both going Agapova here, but Dobson is one that, quite honestly, kind of surprised she's still in the UFC. Cyphers, I know, was a lot. I mean, Cyphers was a tough ass girl, and I guess in retrospect, we shouldn't be surprised that Agapova did what she did to her, but she was offering a hell of a fight. But Dobson's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see any kind of path to victory for her. I mean, she does have some power. I mean, knockouts do happen. I just don't see it happening.
I don't either. She's on a 3-fight losing skid right now. She was supposed to fight Rachel, I guess.
Yeah, that was about a year ago.
Rachel got popped.
She got popped eventually, but no, I don't know what the excuses were back then. I will say that now because who the hell knows what was happening last year? Nothing happened, so.
Yeah, Shayna Dobson's record is 3-4.
Yeah, lost to Priscilla Cachoeira just a few months ago.
Yeah, that was rough. I gotta watch that replay again.
Slightly remember that one. But yeah, of course, this is the Maria Agapova show right here and right now. So yeah,
can't wait.
Not surprised with what our picks are, but yeah, you're right. I can't wait, and can't wait for next week. I can only imagine what we're going to be saying, because I think she said, I think MMA Junkie had a little article about her too, that she needs to be like a little calculated. So shit, if she's going to be a little bit more technical too, I mean, it may not be the most exciting fight we've ever seen, but maybe she can just dismantle her, you know, and just piece her up for like 3 rounds. Man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, excited.
And moving on to the main event, Frankie Edgar will be taking on Pedro Munoz. This is Frankie Edgar's debut at bantamweight, a weight class that a lot of people think he should have been fighting at for years. It's gonna be his first fight. He's taking on Pedro Munoz. It's a fight that should have happened a few months ago, but I'd totally forgotten until earlier today that Pedro Munoz has tested positive for COVID, which is why it had to be postponed. And originally, Frankie Edgar was supposed to take on Corey Sandhagen earlier in the year, late last year, then took the fight with Korean Zombie, got knocked out, and got suspended. So can't very well take a fight a few weeks after you got knocked out. So that was that. The legend versus the prospect, basically what this is here. And I'm going to think that Munoz is the favorite here, but part of me, maybe it's just because I love the dude. I don't really want to count out Edgar.
Sucker. I'm kidding. I'm going to go with the prospect that's been in the division. This will be Frankie's debut? Come on, really?
He lost to Aljo, though. Yeah, maybe the hatred's still there with Aljo. I'm sorry, Aljo. I feel bad about it now, though. I can't
God
just
damn
keep
it.
going on about it.
Well, Pedro knocked out Cody.
Yeah, but
Remember? They were throwing bombs and
yes, I know, but
Pedro fucking Munoz. Oh, and then I watched The Destin.
oh, you did?
Yeah, when we went on our break. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that little girl is so cute.
Yeah, Pedro Munoz has a young daughter, and yeah, she seems like a little warrior.
Yeah, she's all like flexing and stuff. She had like little muscles and yeah, I did watch that part. Like she was like riding her bike and her dad was doing road work. So cute. She's like she wants to be a UFC fighter too. Straight up said UFC fighter. God, if I had a daughter, that would be her. But I'm glad I don't, because girls are too much. So I'm gonna pick Pedro. I'm gonna mark out on Pedro because of his daughter.
I get it. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Destin, I've talked about it on the show before, but I hadn't really watched it in like a month or two. I don't know, just been in a weird funk, I guess. And the past like week, I started watching old ones of like fights that already happened. I'm like, why should I even watch this? It already happened, but it's just such a good show. It as I've said before, it's as close as we can get to prime time, the old school UFC show as we can get now. You know, it doesn't have all the cool music and the dramatic editing, which I loved, but it goes into their stories very well. And yeah, I learned some stuff about Pedro Munoz. He had a weird, fucked up upbringing. His alcoholic dad would take him to bars and have him and his cousins like fight it out for their amusement, like force him to fight and shit in a bar full of drunks. Like, you know, he's from Sao Paulo, from which from what I hear is kind of like more metropolitan than somewhere like Rio or Curitiba. But yeah, he kind of had it pretty rough, man, and it kind of gave me a weird respect, because not that I thought the dude was a bitch or nothing, because clearly he's not. But it once he said that, it really put the thing in perspective. Like with the Cody fight, like, oh shit, no wonder he fights like that. He kind of is a street kid. I didn't expect that from him, but he is. Like, that dude's fearless. But again, Frankie Edgar's been one of my favorite fighters forever. I know he hasn't looked good as of late. I know Munoz got power. I know he's good in the ground. Everything in my mind tells me to go Munoz, but I guess in the same way you're marking out for Munoz and his daughter, I'm gonna mark out for Frankie, man. It's his first fight in this weight class, and I know that can spell trouble. But one, I'm not scared of Frankie not making weight because he's that much of a professional. Obviously, with the COVID stuff, situations get weird and anything can happen, but I'm not too afraid of that. And also, he likes to make a good first impression. Like I remember when he lost to Jose Aldo, his next fight was Charles Oliveira, and he put a whooping on him. He looked better than ever. He tends to do that after like a few losses. So let's see. He lost to Holloway. He lost to Korean Zombie. He's at a new weight class. I think he's going to want to give him hell. So I think Frankie takes it, maybe by a close decision. Not with a lot of confidence, a lot of heart here, but I'm going to go with Frankie. I'm going to probably regret this next week.
I'm gonna stick with Pedro.
Gotcha.
Did I say that right? With the accent.
Well, he's Brazilian, so it probably
yeah.
would be more like Pedro. Like, yeah, because they don't roll their R's that much as like
Pedro.
Hispanics do. Yeah, Pedro.
Pedro.
So that does it for the preview of the Vegas 7 card. So let's get into some headlines. First up, the Anthony Smith Alexander Rakic fight, which is supposed to be the co-headliner on the August 29th UFC Fight Night card, has been upgraded to a headliner, and it will still be 3 rounds. Apparently, this is because Yair Rodriguez pulled out in his fight against Magomed Sharapov. So that's what we're left with. Good fight. I just, again, we did this happen, just a few weeks ago with Shabazian and Brunson. So same deal here. What can you do, right?
Yeah. Again, the fight gets moved. Anthony Smith really wasn't even looking for, he wanted to fight Corey Anderson, but Corey Anderson bailed. So it's just like an awkward situation for Smith right now, but at least he's fighting again.
Yeah. Yeah. And Rakic is just a dangerous opponent, man. He's gotta be careful. I hope he I don't think Anthony Smith looks over opponents, but he's had a
No.
rough go of it as of late. So you never know. I just hope he takes it seriously. And
Whew, yeah.
I'm going for Smith here. I like Rakic, but yeah, Smith. He's had a tough year, man. Just kind of
Right.
go the kid. Yeah, just let something good happen to the man.
Yeah, because what the last fight he had that incident with the break-in.
And then Glover whooped his ass to and fro.
Yeah, so not really good this year, but yeah, good for him for fighting again. And congratulations to Corey
Yes,
getting
yes.
out.
Yeah. and on his own terms, basically, which never happens to the UFC. One of the very few people that can do that. Not even Randy Couture could do that shit. So, yeah.
That fucking manager, man.
Oh, right. He's with Aziz, right?
Yeah.
Fucking shit, man. Okay. Anyway, before we go down that rabbit hole, well, we're going down another weird, fucked up story. Marion Reneau, who was I think we can say Reen, right? She was a show favorite. We dug her a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
She was a homie, but yeah, no
Yeah.
more. Um,
Yeah.
I try to overlook certain stupid comments on Twitter because I don't put a lot of stock in it a lot of times. Like people say stupid shit, people are gonna make fucked up jokes or weird comments that are taken out of context, and I try not to judge them fully for it because sometimes I feel like there's more to the story. But I there's no way it the only thing I can say is like I hope she got hacked, which I don't see how that can happen. But what happened was goddamn indefensible. So there was a video that I believe it was Rex Chapman, right?
Yeah.
He's big on Twitter, posts a lot of these Karens and Black Lives Matter protests and stuff. And there was this woman was it in California? I
I
think it was
think
in North
so.
Carolina, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, sorry guys.
I mean, I don't think it was in your backyard, but yeah,
No.
this Karen, this crazy ass woman went to some park that had been taped off, and she had scissors with her, and she started taking off the tape, and I think she was like kicking down some of the bushes or some shit. She was just acting wild, and this couple, I guess, was filming them, couldn't see who they were, and I'm assuming they're black only because of a comment she made. She was saying that this is illegal and unconstitutional and that they can't take public property like this. And I guess because she was bothered that they were filming her, they told them to go back to wherever they came from. And it sounded like she called them the N word, but I don't know. She might have been, I don't know, it might have been some word she made up. Definitely sounded like a racial slur. And I think she said go back to Africa, right? Or did she just say go back where you came from?
Go back where it came from, I believe.
Okay. So yeah, I couldn't see the people filming, so who knows who they were, who they looked like, what they were doing. But regardless, they didn't do anything wrong compared to this woman. And she came up to him with scissors too, like kind of seemingly threatening him. I will say the last 5 seconds of the video were hilarious. A cop comes, and even the cop looks scared, and she was just like, "Oh, like what's the big deal?" I did get a little humor out of that, but other than that, the whole fucking video was atrocious. And Marion Reneau had to comment, "I don't see anything wrong with what she did."
Yeah. Did you see the other one? Somebody said another reason to not watch her fights, and she replied, "What she said not acceptable, but her taking her part back for her kids, I'm okay with."
Oh no!
Oh yeah, she kept going, and then somebody
So it
else
wasn't
said,
like it wasn't again like with the hacking thing, like
"No,
kind of unlikely now, right?
yeah." So somebody said, "So taking her part, quote unquote, back justifies her pulling scissors out on somebody." Doesn't look like she even replied to that at all. But I mean, this person, yeah, brings up a good point. Like, there's a park near my house. Uh, yeah, it is taped off, but we still go over there and play. We don't use fucking scissors and threaten anybody.
Well, I don't know how it is around over there with you, but it seems like some of the parks I've seen around here, they're usually just taping off playgrounds, right? It seems like they don't want kids congregating, but you can still hike and walk around the park and,
Yeah.
still
The
do
play area.
stuff, right?
Uh,
Picnic and whatever,
yeah,
basketball courts.
yeah. The play areas, yeah, taped off and whatever. They have like the slides and shit like blocked off or whatever, but we just make do. And if there's people there, we're just like, all right, well, we'll just take off because we don't want to congregate. So this lady could have did the same thing instead of doing some outrageous bullshit.
She didn't even have a kid with her in the video. I mean, doesn't
No.
mean she doesn't have kids, but and if she did, where the fuck were they?
Yeah, what the fuck are you
If
doing?
she's
You put her with the sitter so you can go out and do this? You fucking
just
piece of shit.
left the kids at home I'm gonna save you kids. Fucking crazy bitch, man.
Right, like who's
Oh,
watching the kids? I would have slapped her for
wow.
that. Like you went out to do what? To be a fucking crusader? And left her damn kids? You piece of shit.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. Like just do what you need to do. Right? If you want your kids to play, do what you need to do. And if somebody comes up to you, if a cop or whoever, then just leave. There's a reason why they are trying to do this, right?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean the taping off and all that?
Yeah, just trying to
Yeah.
protect people. That's all.
Well,
And your stupid ass probably gonna like let the kids just sit there and play by themselves, and you're gonna be on the phone anyway. So why don't you just do better and play with them too and pay attention? Is that the reason why you want the fucking park to be open so you can have a little break? Because you don't want to be a parent anymore? Is this why? Sorry, I'm going a little off right now, but
Reed, you're talking to a guy who just today had someone ask him if he believes in this coronavirus and if do I know anybody who's gotten sick, and if so, how sick were they? So nothing fucking surprises me anymore. So I know some of this is a bit of a shock to you because you're trying to live your life and live your best life with your kid, and you're not interacting with like normal people, quote unquote normal people. But yeah, this shit happens on the daily with me. I have not dealt with a Karen yet. I've not dealt with a crazy white woman in my workplace because it's unlikely, honestly. But yeah, God, every single time it's fucking triggering, and I don't use that word too often, but yeah, people that actually are essential workers, people that work in these types of things and see this, yeah, there's solidarity between us, man. We could start a fucking movement. We could change this fucking country around. There's enough of us, man.
crazy. She makes so much effort to go do something stupid like that, but I bet you she doesn't play with her kids. That's all I'm getting at. Because, yeah, they don't. Half of them don't. So, too better. I don't even know what happened with her afterwards. I don't know if she got.
Yeah, I don't think there was a follow-up video, but I would have loved to see it because that cop looked like worried and scared. Like,
right?
It's funny because you should definitely have a better grasp of the situation. But to be honest, if I was a cop, I'd have a similar demeanor. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Like, what am I getting myself into? I mean, at least he didn't fucking pull a gun out or whatever, but it was odd. Moving on from that, as we mentioned earlier, fighters that really shouldn't be fighting. Oscar De La Hoya was a man who I actually saw his final fight with Manny Pacquiao. I saw it live. Uh, 2008, I still remember Manny Pacquiao was on the rise, and every Mexican who despised Oscar De La Hoya, because many did, who would constantly call him gay slurs and he ain't a real fighter and he ain't shit. All these types of Mexicans were just so sure that he was going to be the man to dethrone this little Filipino. And boy, were they wrong. He got his fucking ass handed to him on a silver platter. And he got scorned especially by the Mexican community because he basically quit. His coach told him he's too fast. This isn't going to go well. Let's just call it. And De La Hoya agreed to it. People were upset. They say he can't go out like that. That's not the way a Mexican fights. Started calling him names all over again. But a big portion of the boxing community, including myself, gave him the utmost respect because it's like, you know what? He knew his time was done. He gave it up. He's got Golden Boy. He decided to become a full-time promoter and businessman. Was done with fighting. That was 12 years ago. 35. He is now 47, and he says he wants to come back and fight a top guy.
Is he nuts? Does he need money?
There's no
Is
way.
that,
Well,
is that what it is?
I mean, everybody needs money in this time. Like, everyone's making less money than they were, but does he need money?
Yeah, does he need it because of his... Because of that?
Damn, if he's getting all that shit during... Well, from everything I've been told, drugs have not been hurting in this economy, so...
Huh.
But, dude, I mean... It took a long time for people to come around to that conclusion of, okay, good for him. He's taken a lot of beatings, been in a lot of fights, doesn't need to take any more. It was a weird way that he went out against Pacquiao, but at least he's going to preserve what little brain health he has left. But apparently not. And it's weird because he's saying this as like a discipline issue. It seems like he wants to do it to show fighters like the old school way of doing things, because I guess he got possibly fucked over in a few deals because boxers in his day weren't all about the money, which I understand, especially in boxing. Money's a big issue because it's the reason why we don't see a lot of fights. And he's a promoter, so of course he's probably not going to try to pay these fighters a shitload of money, especially when he's got Canelo on the payroll. But man, what point is he going to prove? What the fuck is he trying to do?
Yeah, because it's going to just be like a one and done deal, right?
You certainly would hope.
And he's going to go through all this. I think he just started sparring or something. Does he have to go through testing protocols? He has to, right? This is not an exhibition, right?
It didn't sound like he was interested in an exhibition.
So he would have to go through all the testing and stuff. And do they have to be in this like testing pool, like Wasada, like a number of months?
Boxing is weird because of the sanctioning bodies. There's certain sanctioning bodies, like if you have a belt with them, you have to get tested. There's other ones that they strongly recommend you get tested. There's contracts, like, okay, this fighter is requesting that it's mandatory that you take some type of drug testing. So it's hit and miss. It's all up in the air, and it depends on a variety of factors. He can definitely get around it. Obviously, there'll be the standard piss test by Nevada or whatever state is in, but as everybody knows, that's a standard IQ test.
Oh, crazy. Well, best of luck to him, man.
Really? Best of luck to him?
Like, it's going to be rough. He's going to be 48 pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? He doesn't have a healthy body. I mean, he tore up from boxing and the alcohol and the drug abuse too.
Yeah, people forget about how much fucking coke and booze he did. It was a fucking lot, man. And shit, what was it? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Maybe a little bit before that, 6 years ago. It was like one of Canelo's biggest fights. It might have been the Canelo Mayweather fight. He didn't attend because he checked in himself in a rehab like a day or two before that.
Crazy. One of the biggest fights since like he's not there. The
promoter's
not there.
And then of course, yeah, there's those rumors of the Liddell and Ortiz rubber match that he was on something and heard other stories in the recent past of things like that. So
I wonder if something like this, like a loss, like this embarrassment, would make him go back to the dark days again, the demons.
God, man,
I wonder if he thought about that, because that could be a factor. He can go like spiral into like a depression and start picking up booze again.
The fight game is a dark spot in general. It just is. So you're not wrong in that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of an asshole, but sometimes I feel I understand that fighting's a different animal and that's not a normal job. But I don't know. Something about if you're doing like hard drugs past 30, like, dude, the fuck, get your shit together. If you're drinking every day, getting high every day, and it's like, come on, man. Still, like, you haven't learned, but I understand. Not saying addiction ain't real. Not saying it's not an issue, but oh man, it just bugs me. I'll leave it there. Next up, as far as someone, I guess, talk in terms of guys giving shit up, Jon Jones officially gave up the light heavyweight title in hopes of moving up to heavyweight. Seems like he gave it up either to let him test free agency or move up to heavyweight. Seems like he's going to move up to heavyweight. And there's now an interim. Shit, I was literally going to call it an interim fight. Dominic Reyes and Jan Blachowicz is going to fight for the vacant title, the co-main event of UFC 253 on September 26th.
That was crazy. He's like, peace out. Fuck that. I'm not going to be riding with the UFC anymore. And a couple hours later, it's like, oh, we were able to come together and do this. And I just knew like that first tweet was bullshit. I'm like, let me just wait before I start tripping. Because I did see it. I'm like, really? No, this isn't. Yeah. This is just like a negotiation tactic. They're not going to let him just go like that. And they probably did like put their like thinking caps on. They're like, okay, so if Jon Jones, yeah, if he comes up to heavyweight, if Stipe beats or Francis beats Stipe, we could potentially have the super fight that they were talking about that they both wanted, and we can make more money. So let's make this shit happen. That's just was in my crazy head.
Well, Jon Jones has a weird way of building up fight. I remember, when was it? I think shortly after he beat Gustafsson the first time, he was talking about that Gustafsson and DC should fight one another so he can fight the top guy. And people were like, why don't you just fight Gus? Because at the time, everyone's like, Gus is the guy to beat him because clearly he almost did. And yeah, Jon Jones lives in his own world, clearly, as we've been shown many, many times.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's going to pull this off.
Yeah, it looks like it. And I mean, there are some people talking about, well, Stipe and Jon Jones should just match up immediately. And there goes, Francis's opportunity again. If it does happen.
Dana actually has said, and obviously just to take him at his word, he says that he's fine with Jon Jones moving up, but Ngannou's going to take on Stipe, that he earned it, which is weird words to come out of Dana's mouth.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
I believe him. I believe him, and I think he's going to want to get this fight done. I also believe that Francis Ngannou may be walking to his car one day and someone's going to come up with a crowbar and hit him in the leg straight up Tanya Harding style.
He does live in Vegas, so.
Now, do I expect him to be crying on the floor yelling, why? Why? No, but if it does, I want to see it and I'll laugh my ass off just like I did when that shit happened too.
They live in Vegas. Yeah. They want to get more money, so they'll probably do some shady shit like that.
Hey, he got injured. Some guy who was some crazy homeless dude actually had the balls to hit him with a leg pipe right in his knee. Nothing we can do. Jon Jones, come on in.
Too much. It just sucks, man. It's just, I don't know. Part of me thinks that he's just doing this because, DC didn't win. Just kind of shitting on DC at the same time. And people are saying like he's ducking Reyes. And I think he's really ducking Santos, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, you haven't let that one go. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You can't even, you still think that Dominic Reyes had a closer fight with him than Santos, I think.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? At least Reyes had both legs.
Oh, there's that caveat.
Duh, come on, man. Give him some credit.
I definitely give him credit, but as far as the scorecards, I think it was more clear that Reyes probably beat Jones.
Yeah, but he was healthy, so fuck his knee up too. Let's see how well he does. Yeah, let's see.
Both knees.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if he could stand. He's an American, so probably not. Sorry.
Well, he ain't Mexican, as we've said before.
Yeah, he's American, so.
As much as people want to say he is. As much as he wants to say he is.
He doesn't even know Spanish, does he?
Nope.
I don't think he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was that big controversy back a few months ago when that happened.
Wow. So Blackowitz, huh? That's
That's not
exciting.
that's not an easy fight. I know people look over Blankovich and they think he's just random generic light heavyweight fighter, but that dude's fucking dangerous, man. I've always maybe I won't tune in and like, oh okay, down, let's watch Blankovich fight, like psyched for it, but he's had some really good fights, and as we saw with the Luke Rockhold knockout, he can knock motherfuckers dead as well as with the Corey Anderson fight. So
Yeah.
Dominic Reyes really needs to mind his P's and Q's.
Crazy. When is that fight gonna happen? That was made quick, huh? Well,
Yeah.
wait. It was actually on the. Was it on the books? And they just made it a title fight.
I think they were talking about it later on, possibly for later on in the year. Like they were in discussions, but I guess when he officially gave up the belt, they're like, all right, this date for the belt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool, man. They got like slots to fill, so good luck, Jon Jones. I want to see how he looks. I wonder if he's gonna be able to pack on some muscle in his legs.
No, he's not built that way.
Chicken legs.
He's just not built that way. I will say there was nothing that probably made me laugh more this week than our conversation about Jon Jones and his charity cases.
Oh God.
So in case you guys missed it, he offered what, $100,000, correct?
Yes, $100,000
to any fighter's charity of his choice if he can win 6 light heavyweight belts.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was
brilliant.
Brilliant. Yes.
I thought it was stupid. I was like, why don't you just give it to somebody now? There's no way it's gonna happen. That belt's gonna be a hoe. Isn't that what I said?
Yep.
That belt's gonna be a little hoe. It's gonna be passed around. It's not gonna happen. So
that's not Jon Jones' fault.
Yeah, but be a decent person and just help out your community or something and give that money away. You know it's not gonna happen.
It's even funnier when you say it out loud. Reen.
Oh, you asshole.
Reen, he stopped the dude mugging an old lady and he took away that spray paint can from that white dude in Albuquerque. His good deeds are done. That's it. Don't expect anything more of him. He did those 2 things: running into pregnant ladies, fucking drug abuse, neglecting his wife and kids.
Blaming his daughter.
He didn't blame her. He just used her as an excuse.
Well, kind of. It's her fault.
It's her fault she has my genetics. Oh man. Jon Jones is like the Trump of Twitter. I love him and I hate him because he just brings so much entertainment, but he fucking drives me mad. It's a beautiful car crash to watch.
Fucking idiot.
It's genius.
Oh God.
Come on, man. You're not gonna be motivated to get $100,000 like Dustin Poirier, like a dude. Obviously, he's not in the same weight class, but you know what I mean. Like his foundation, obviously, he loves that shit. He's all about it. Like you think if he wasn't a light heavyweight, he'd be fuck the belt. I'm trying to get this bet off of Jon Jones, but he's basically climbing Mount Everest.
Well, since it's Jon Jones, y'all better screenshot that tweet because he's probably gonna be like, I didn't say that.
Remember. No, he'll Welsh on that bet so fucking bad.
Because supposedly he owes money to one of his coaches.
Oh, that one fucking roided out freak that tried to kill him or something?
Something like that, but supposedly he still owes him money, so make sure, you get everything in writing. So screenshot that. If it does happen, if that belt doesn't turn into a hoe, get passed around.
Talking real here, I don't think that's legally binding. I don't think it is.
See, so how are we gonna make sure he lives up to this?
It's the honor code, Reen. You can take Jon Jones' word for it.
Oh yeah, okay. Idiot. I wasn't driving. Sure, John, sure. What are you doing out here?
Trying to make people feel normal.
I was restless. I couldn't sleep. I just come out. Offer some drinks. I got solo cups.
He's the best. And by best, I mean the worst.
Oh, goodness.
Love the guy. Love him. But I hate him. But I love him. But moving on from this nonsense, let's get into some matchups because we got many to cover. First up, big one. Cowboy Cerrone's moving back up to welterweight, and he's going to fight Nico motherfucking Price. You turned me on to this one, Reen. I kind of still don't believe it.
I don't either. Why? With Nico Price? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, man.
I mean, it fits the cowboy mantra, anybody, anytime, anywhere type thing. But bro, you're pushing 40 or something. Like, think of danger, man.
Seriously, Nico Price is a nightmare for anybody.
And here's the thing. I can actually see Cowboy winning, but it's not going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a fun fight, but it's not going to be fun for him.
No, It's going to be very painful.
Oh God, if he throws those up kicks, or imagine if he like highlight reels Cowboy with the weird shit that Nico does with his wild ass technique. Fuck, man.
It could happen,
he'll
dude.
Be a god. He'll be a legend, man.
Man, such a bad matchup, I feel.
I don't think it's a bad matchup. I mean, style-wise, great. So. I don't think it's a bad matchup. I think it's a winnable fight for both, but
really, for Cowboy?
I think he can do it. But I think Cowboy's facing an uphill battle, but I don't think the hill is that steep. But the thing with Nico is that it may be more of a linear path. It may not be as difficult, but you know, it's like they're running a race and Cowboy has like a 10-pound vest on. Doesn't mean he can't win. It's just gonna be kind of hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So great fight. I can't wait, and it's not that far away. It's less than a month now. So yeah,
crazy.
Good on you, Cowboy, I guess, and good on you, Price. Let the best man win, because that shit's just gonna be wild. They did announce over the fight that this I didn't put in, Reen, but I guess it just became news of itself since we're going to talk about this card. On October 3rd, Holly Holm and Irene Aldana, the fight that was postponed, now has a date, which is October 3rd. So, headliner, fight that we've been wanting, fight that should have happened a few weeks ago. I know you're going to have certain feelings about it because as of right now, someone has gotten COVID and someone hasn't. But
exactly. I was going to say, did Holly get COVID yet? Let's make it a balanced fight here.
Reed, I don't know what your deal with equality is. You get pissed off that people don't get the fights that they quote unquote deserve. That things aren't fair. This is the fight game. This is the UFC specifically. Nothing's fair here. But come on, you're talking about Holly Holm.
Fuck her, man. God. I hope Aldana fucks her up and just retires her.
Not gonna happen, Reen.
It has to. It has to, because
why has to?
She's gonna get a title shot again. That's why.
She will.
I know. That's why. Who wants to see that shit again?
Can't stop it, Reen.
Who wants to see it again?
Train is going. You're just in the way. It's gonna run you over.
Fuck. What is it about her? Why? She can't be trending like that anymore. She's not the it girl. She's not Holly Holm that we fell in love with. That's not her. She cannot be making or getting all these eyes on her.
It's not that she's the it girl, Reen. It's that she's enough. She's that well known. Doesn't mean she's a star. She's not Ronda Rousey in her prime.
She's mediocre.
But people have that memory, and that's enough. She has that highlight reel, and that's enough. But going on from that, because if not, we're going to be here for another 3 hours. Hatred knows no bounds. You have no glass ceilings with your hatred. I've learned that this week.
Nope, I do not.
with many things, but your hatred especially.
Yes.
But anyway, on that same card, another 2 fights got announced, and both which are pretty goddamn good. Beneil Dariush is coming back quick, and I'm a little worried because he didn't make weight in his last fight. Looked good, didn't make weight, and he's facing Charles Oliveira.
Oh,
not great at making weight. Now, as a fight, both have become incredibly wild, very competent strikers with knockout power. and are still madmen on the mats. I have no idea how this can go.
I don't either. I have to go back and look at this one to even. I mean, I'm leaning towards Oliveira, but I don't know because Dariush has been looking so great lately. So I mean, minus the weight issue, but damn, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah. Whichever way it goes, standing on the ground, what first round finish, 3-round decision, whatever it is, this should be bananas the whole way through. So good on these guys for taking the fights. I don't even want to say the matchmakers because they're just kind of throwing shit up against the wall and seeing what sticks. But in this case, got some real fireworks going on here. So yeah, dope. And on that same card, another fight that was announced, a fight that I should be psyched for, but it's Anno Domini 2020, and I have no illusions. Carlos Condit's fighting Court McGee. Now, can Condit win this fight? Possibly. Am I expecting him to? Not really. Do I want him to? I don't even know anymore, man.
That used to be your favorite fighter.
I think in my heart he always will be. It's not that I don't. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of mileage on him, but I almost kind of want him to lose, not because I have anything against him. He'll always probably be my favorite fighter, but I don't want him to get on that Jose Aldo trajectory. That's what I said with Aldo when he started getting his little win streak with Stevens and Moicano. I was like, if he wins, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how much more he's got. I just don't want it to be those things like, oh, I won, so I can continue. I'd rather have it be a more honest, like, okay, I lost, and this is probably it for me. I don't want him to keep getting hurt, man. I know it's been a while since he's fought, but maybe that's a good thing since he hasn't taken a lot of head damage, presumably. But Court McGee's tough as hell, man. He can hit kind of hard too. And these days, it may not even take that much. So,
yeah. And Condit's probably still at Jackson's.
Last I heard, yeah.
So what's gonna change? Probably nothing.
Yeah, sad but true. I wish I had anything to reply to that because that's my boy. But you're right. When you're right, you're right. So I'll fight you there. No, it's all right. It's all right. We've had this. I'm the one that was laughing about, BJ Penn and some of these guys that are clearly past their prime. Just like, okay, I know what's happening here.
No,
it happens to the best of them.
Damn, I was just surprised he was still like doing the drug testing and everything and staying on the pool, the Wasada pool.
Well, Condit never made a statement that like he was like kind of like, I don't know, this might be it, this might not. But he was saying that ever since like the Robbie fight. Damn. So that's the thing. That's kind of what, even I think after, as soon as he lost, I was like, I don't know, that might have been my last one. So it's one of those things, man. Like you've been talking about it for 4 goddamn years now. That's kind of why I'm like, all right, don't have one foot in and one foot out, because that kind of seems like a recipe for disaster. Just being honest here. So love you, Condit. Hope you the best. If you win, please retire. If you lose, even more so. But who the fuck am I to tell you? Except your biggest fan. Anyway. I'm sure there's some women that like him more than me. But anyway, my boy. Sadiq Youssef will be fighting Edson Barboza the following week, October 10th. Man.
Holy shit.
This is one of those that I just was not expecting, and it's like, it's perfect.
Yes. Holy shit. I don't know. This is such a good opportunity for Sadiq, but man, Barboza, he still got it, man. I don't know. I'd have to look at this when the time comes, but God, I'm a mark for Sadiq now. His story and everything, and him coming up. So.
Oh, I am too. I definitely am. We're on the same boat there, but I'm definitely going for Sadiq here, and I hope he wins. But I have no illusions as to what a big step up this is.
Huge.
And
huge. How you gonna go from who did he fight?
Last
Feely?
I think Feely was the last guy he fought.
Feely, and then Shane. Well, that wasn't Shane.
No, yeah,
I
he
can't.
fought Shaman. He fought Shaman, and then he
Shaman.
fought Feely.
Yes. So to go from that, and then all of a sudden you're like, you get Edson Barboza. Holy shit, that's huge, man. Good for him. Not sure how what's gonna end up here, but it's gonna happen. But excited for it.
Yeah, of course. Regardless of what happens, this should be a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
Another news: Rafael dos Anjos will be fighting Islam Makhachev. He's going back down to lightweight, and this is scheduled, for UFC 254. Scheduled to take place October 24th.
Do you think he can make the weight?
I think so. I think so. Even it's not a really good reason, but I think only because of like motivation. Uh, um, he hasn't done great at welterweight, so I think he just doesn't have a lot of options. Because I'm sure he could have kept taking fights at welterweight. I don't think this. It's not like he had weight issues and Dana told him like you better go back down or something like that. You know what I mean? I think this was his own choice, and when it's your own choice, I think it's like okay, I've done it before. You can do it again. And again, I mean, as we talk about a lot on the show, like pandemic changed people's perspectives probably, and maybe he's saying like, all right, I was champion there, I could be champion again.
Oof.
I keep going with this bullshit in welterweight. Who knows? You don't know. I mean, it's tough to tell someone's mentality.
That's true. I don't understand it. Like, what is it really going to mean? Is he going to stay, or is he just going to go back and forth and just make money?
I mean, Cowboy's done a good career of that. He can follow that route too.
True. Yep.
And he beat Cowboy twice, so.
Damn. We're shitting on Cowboy big time.
No, I don't think so.
Kind of feels like it.
Nah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we are being realistic. You're right. We're not
shit. And he did finish him twice. That's not hate. Yeah. That's a fact.
We're just talking shit about him earlier too. So
I'm sorry, he beat him twice. He only finished him once. But anyway.
Oh.
Next up, a fight that's been 4 years in the making. Uriah Hall will fight Anderson Silva at last. This was supposed to take place at UFC 198, and it never happened. I forget who pulled out, but it never happened. And it's now happening. Anderson's 75 years old or some shit like that. Uriah is still as inconsistent as ever.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know, man. For some reason, and I'm no Anderson Mark. I kind of hated the guy for a long time. I can see him doing something spectacular here for some reason. I don't know why. I think maybe because I feel like Uriah Hall may have some kind of hero worship. I think it'll be like the Israel Adesanya fight, but Uriah will be very, very, very hesitant instead of just nice, like Izzy was, and he can get caught slipping. But I can also see him just straight up heel kicking him in the face and knocking him dead. They shouldn't be this close, but I feel like it will be.
Yeah. And supposedly this is Anderson's last fight. He doesn't have to, fulfill his contract from what Dana said. He'll be possibly done after this.
It'd be a great way to go out, especially if he can win.
Yeah.
But
it'll be tough, man.
And then Anderson, when's the last time he fought? It was Izzy, right? That was last year.
I believe so, yeah.
He hasn't fought since then. Jesus. It's a long goddamn time.
He's old, so,
Yeah, and it's still at 185. But, he's one of those guys that, like, always look the same at weigh-ins and fight night. So, I don't know. Anderson Silva's a fucking alien.
Maybe he'll get some help because Wasada really can't leave the country.
Pretty sure he lives in the States.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I'm like almost positive of that. His kids speak very good English. I assume that's because they've been here, not just because he's an American citizen. I think that was like last year that was news that Anderson Silva became an American citizen. So, I'm almost positive he lives here now.
I think his kids are rappers too, right?
I think one of them is.
That's cool, man, because they made a song for him, his walkout song.
Oh, I think with Izzy, right? I think because I think people made a big deal. Like this is the first time he's not coming out to that DMX song.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Use the sun. Track. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's happening Halloween of this year. So buckle up, I guess. And we got a couple more fights, starting with a fight taking place on November 14th. Girl, we just saw her fight last week. Livia Hanat Souza. She's gonna take on Kanako Murata. She is a former Invicta champion, as is Souza. So this should be interesting. Murata is also a very good grappler, so this can be like straight on the floor from minute one, and just be just all kinds of scrambles. Should be real fun.
Damn, man. She got a fight lined up already. Good for her.
Yeah, and then did she fight earlier this year, Hanata? I feel like she fought not that long ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Regardless, Kanako I think just got signed. Yeah, because I think she was the last Invicta champ in that weight class. So this will be very interesting, especially for the old school fans and the ones that follow Japanese MMA. Kanako has been a girl who's been on a lot of people's radar. So let's see. A lot of male Japanese fighters haven't fared the best. So let's see how the women are doing now. Because aside from Mizuki, I don't know if there are many female Japanese fighters. Well, there was Rin Nakai, but that was a different story.
What the hell happened to her?
She went to Ryzen, and then now she's probably still doing her little,
Oh.
what is it, her furry porn or whatever the hell she does.
Yeah, it was
I don't know
some
what her
weird
deal
shit.
is.
Yeah.
Quick question: is that like normal in Japan? Like, is it that weird what she's doing?
Actually, no. Not really.
It's not normal, or it's not that weird.
It's not that weird.
Okay, I kind of figured. I'm like, maybe it just seems weird to us.
Yeah, it's weird to us. It's not normal.
Yeah. So anyway, getting sidetracked.
Big old burly chick with.
As I've said many times, I don't know if I've ever said it in the podcast, but I've tweeted this many times. She makes my penis confused. She's got a great body, but it frightens the shit out of me. It's a weird feeling to have, folks. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh Lord.
She's a weird one. Anyway. Two more fights. Well, a couple more fights. Two more UFC fights. Anthony Shevchenko was going to fight Ariane Lipsky at UFC 255 November 21st. You showed me this fight, Reen, and I don't remember what my reaction was, but I think I made some kind of weird, just fucking weird fucking shout when I saw it, because damn.
This is going to be a stand-up, right? Stand up the entire time, right? It has to be, right?
I don't know. Lipsky got them leg locks, apparently.
Oh, true that.
When else she starts like Minari rolling and just gets her, as soon as she just like marks out with her leg locks and just goes for it. Antonina still doesn't know shit on the ground. She can very well take her down and beat her ass. But if it remains standing, should be fun.
Yeah, should be. I dig it.
Yeah, me too. Same here. Last UFC matchup. Curtis Blades will be fighting Derek Lewis. This is going to be a headliner on November 28th. This is a crazy one because you called this one to a T a week or two ago. I think last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because who would he be like matched up with? And here we go.
Yeah, it's rare when our matchups just come to fruition, but this is one of them. And I mean, what can you say? Like, lack of options or the perfect matchup, regardless. This is what's happening. Seems to make all the sense in the world.
Damn, if Derek does it, woo! So, title? He's going to be able to fight for the title, possibly?
This is the de facto number one. Well, not counting in the possibility of Jon Jones, but yeah, they should get the winner of Francis and Miocic, right? Whenever that happens.
Should. Damn, it's going to be good. I mean, I think Blades will win, but I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Derek Lewis. How exciting would that be? You had a champion like that.
And we'll see 3 months. Lewis was saying after the last fight, he wants to lose 15, 20 pounds. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the time frame seems reasonable. Let's see if he sticks with it, because he seems like I can guarantee you, like, he can come in like maybe 5 pounds under And we were like, man, what happened with the weight cuts? And I could just see him be like, man, that shit's tiring. Like, fuck that. I didn't want to work. Like, I could see him saying some shit like that.
Oh
And
man.
we'll just love him for it.
Yeah, true.
Even you, Reen, who loves hard work and dedication, you're like, nah, Derek gets a pass.
He does, man. He's helping people in Houston. That one time, remember the floods?
Yeah, I remember.
He's still a superhero in real life. So yeah, he gets passes.
Still would have let a dude get on his truck even with a Confederate flag.
Yep.
That dude is that gung ho about freedom of speech because no matter what, he's still a Texan. And Texans have their fucking beliefs. So God bless him. Still, if this is to be believed of why he went to jail, beat the shit out of white supremacists because he fucked his wife. And anytime minorities fucking white woman, I'm with that dude. So yeah. Especially if it's a white supremacist wife. That's just karmic justice right there. So, and of course, he's the one that went to jail. But regardless, that's not the point. At the end of the day, he still won because look at him now. But anyway, that does it for the UFC matchups. There's two more matchups that we want to get to. Bellator, actually, which we don't really talk about. But in this case, I think we had to. Liz Carmouche, I almost forgot that she was no longer that she was in Bellator. Liz Carmouche will be taking on Deanna Bennett, who was also in the UFC before. Went to Invicta, hadn't done so well. Now in Bellator. This is going to be happening September 12th. I don't even remember the last time Carmouche fought, but it feels like it's been a while.
Her last, wasn't it Valentina? Was that her last fight? And then she got let go.
Holy shit, you might be right. Yeah, I don't think she's fought in Bellator since. Yeah, you could be right.
No, they didn't even tell her, remember, that she got let go.
Oh, yeah, because she was still doing work for him.
Yep.
Assholes. Yeah, I do remember that now. And, yeah, Deanna Bennett, I've never been too high on. Liz should go through her, but Bennett surprises every once in a while, so hopefully it's not one of those nights. But the night prior, September 11th, Kat Zingano finally has a fight. She'll be taking on Gabby Holloway, who I looked at her record. It's not great. This seems like a fight made for Kat to win. And I'm expecting she will. It's been too long since I've seen Kat fight. Was the toe jam in the face and the eye, was that the last one?
That was the last one.
Jesus, that was almost 2 years ago now.
Yes.
That wasn't even a fight.
No.
Fuck, man.
It's been that long, man.
Although her last one was Marion Reneau, and although it wasn't the most exciting fight, fuck yeah. Now I can really enjoy that fight. I should watch this after I get done with the podcast.
Just praying that just nothing happens. Please. Yeah, protect Kat Zingano at all times.
Kat doesn't have the best of luck. And it's happening September 11th, so I wonder if that's just bad juju in itself already, man.
God, I know. I saw that date. I'm like, really? You're going to do that to her? Really?
I mean,
I gotta pray for her.
And you're not even religious.
I'll be like throwing salt and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Doing like the Manny Pacquiao's mom thing. You seen that meme?
I've never seen that.
I gotta find it. There was this video, this like meme of, I think it was when one of the fights with Juan Manuel How could I not say? I gotta say it in Spanish because if not, I never say it right. Juan Manuel Marquez. I will not say it. I will not. I've tried this a few times on the podcast and it keeps happening. I'm sorry. Juan Manuel Marquez, in one of his fights with Manny Pacquiao, his mom was in the crowd and she was like cursing him. She was like, had like, I think like a crucifix up and I don't know, it was some weird shit. I got to look it up. You'll love it. It's like right up your alley. It's one of those gems of memes and gifs that doesn't go around too much. Yeah, I got to find it. Okay. I'll show it to you for sure. I usually don't show you shit after the show because I like get tired and I fall asleep. But no, I will show you this one because it's beautiful.
Okay.
But yeah, team Kitty Cat as always. Team Alpha Cat. Come on, Cat. No, you can do this. All the best to you. Good juju and good vibes going your way.
You ain't got no titties to be in your way anymore, so you could just go all out.
No more barriers.
No more. Sometimes it just gets in the way.
And for any and for anyone that doesn't know or thinks we're just being cruel, yeah, I was sad to know that Kat had breast implants because I was totally unaware because I'm that much of an idiot, and she had them taken out because she's with this movement of breast implant illness that I guess is a thing now. She feels better. She says that she's never felt better in her life after this. So good on her, man. If you haven't seen her and follow her on her IG, she posted pics of her even of her scars, which are pretty fucking gnarly. Props to that woman, man. She went all natural at this age, very honest about what she did and how she did it. Props to her, man. Yep. Love her even more now.
Yep, seriously, respect.
But that's it for MMA. So let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Mexican Marine humiliates cartel hitman by taking pics of them in lingerie. So this guy's, yeah, you're fucking, Reen, there was a story. Okay, I'm a little behind the scenes here. I wanted to do a story about a guy who accidentally, possibly, allegedly accidentally, we don't know, tweeted the N-word when referring to the Denver Nuggets. It was a basketball game, and instead of saying the Jazz and the Nuggets, he said Jazz and the N-words. And I'm actually going to do this story real quick, just because it was that good, and because I'm scared to do this story. I'm going to do it real quick, and we will get into this. It was one of those stories that when I saw it, I was like, there's no fucking way. And sure enough, I look at my keyboard. There's no way this was a mistake. And I look at my keyboard and I see in what close proximity the letter I is to U and the R is to the T. And I almost felt sympathy for the guy, but it's still fucking hilarious. And he's still fucked up big time. You need to proofread, people. Please listen to your teachers and proofread. That's anyway.
It's horrible, man. Even Juice made me look at my keyboard. I'm like, how the fuck do you get that wrong? He's like, look at your keyboard. I'm like,
it's like, how have I not done it before? Right? I mean, not like we write the word nuggets on a daily basis, but if you did, like, this guy's a basketball guy. He probably does it all the time. Never thought twice about it. And then you look down, it's like, those keys should not be that close together.
Man. My laptop is fucking racist.
Hey, remember the keyboard setup, the letters are all by what goes most likely one another. You know what I mean? Like what's most used. So maybe there's a reason behind that. Systematic racism, always fucking with us. Anyway, little snippet, little behind the scenes. That was what I wanted to do. If you guys want to Google that, go ahead. But this is Reen's story. And me being Mexican, I think I'm more in danger than you are, Reen. But moving on to go on to the story, guy's name is Eric Morales Guevara, and he has been dubbed El Marino Loco, Crazy Marine, in case you can't translate, the Hammer, Senor Thor by the Mexican media. And I guess this is his thing. He fucks with cartel members, likes to humiliate them. And he got 2 alleged cartel hitmen, sicarios, want to be hip about it, put them in women's lingerie and forced them to kiss. They missed that from the headline. And I had another guy hold a gun to their head. So this guy does not fuck around.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
How is he still alive? That's what I want to know. Like, they are scared of him that much?
I'll be honest. Of course, I'm Mexican, so things like this shouldn't shock me. It does shock me just because, I'm more American than I'm Mexican. I was born in this country, and I've only gone to Mexico a handful of times in my life, and it's TJ, which doesn't fucking count. But I don't buy this. I don't buy that people are that scared of them because the cartels, they don't give a fuck down there. This is something that this article alludes to towards the end, that a lot of cartels suspect that he's working with another cartel, which is why he's going in so hard on them. But yeah, this guy does not give a fuck about his own life if he's doing shit like this. Like, you may as well have kidnapped like El Chapo's children. Like that's how much in your life, like that's the level that you're at as far as like that's how close to death you are.
Yeah, this dude's crazy, man. So, okay, then that makes more sense because I did read till the end, but I didn't even pick up on that. I thought he just got moved to like a different precinct or something or a different station in Mexico.
Yeah, he did because as I alluded to, he's done all kinds of crazy shit and he really likes to have fun. Well, that is one of the quotes. He is currently having fun in the Mexican state of Michoacan. So I mean,
having fun.
He continues to capture and cross-dress his victims, so he has not stopped with that. But there was a story that I guess he had, they had raided some cartel member's house, and he took his father's ashes and desecrated the picture up on in his house. So yeah, no kind of respect, no kind of, and I'm not saying this in outrage. Fuck these cartel members. They deserve everything that comes their way. Compared to the atrocities they've committed, this ain't shit. I guess it's just, again, as an American, this just seems crazy to me because I wouldn't expect shit like this on our, you know, as on one of our headlines. But then again, you know, there is a lot of atrocities committed. We're just more quiet about it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was just funny, though. Just fucking around with all these cartel members. And I wanted to see pictures, but of course they didn't post those.
I'm telling you, Reen, you don't want to see them. You don't want to see them. I mean, I know as a curiosity you want to see them, but for your life's sake, you don't want to see them.
Oh, okay, like that. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, Reen, I'm telling you, like straight up, like Reen, in case you haven't seen it, and you're never gonna find these videos again probably, but do you remember a few months back with El Chapo's son? He went to jail and they took him out.
The cartel like took out the cops, right?
Yes.
And
did you ever see those videos?
Vaguely.
Rain, they had like 50 caliber machine guns on their trucks, just wiping out police and military members out in the street. There was a guy walking on the streets, people's heads fucking blown off from explosions and holding people's heads up, and this is what's gonna happen to you putos and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't grandma too or something, or
I think they don't fuck around.
Yeah.
This guy is fucking nuts. And there's been it hasn't been this crazy as of late from what I hear, but when the drug war was at its height like 8, 9, 10 years ago, there was military members going up against the police because some cartel members had bought off the police and some cartel members had bought off the military. The military and the police are going at it with one another because they were part of the cartel.
Jesus. That's wild over there. God damn.
You think?
Holy shit.
You have no...
Wow, they got that much power to like take over two separate departments?
And let's not even go into the border police, but you know that's a different story over there, you know. But we don't talk about that because you know
Mexico's too close. Okay, I can talk shit about all the yakuzas because they're over there, but
yeah. And it's not like Stephen Bannon didn't just get caught yesterday getting funds from the fucking border. That's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you for coming again, Reen. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for listening. Like, rate, subscribe. Do what you got to do. We're on every audio format. You can find me at Juice_MMA. Reen?
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow the podcast at iFoxWithJuice, also on Twitter and Instagram. We kept you guys long enough. Enjoy the fights, and we'll see you next week. Later.
See ya.